Yeah. I think just make sure you can move your arms around. Yeah. So, so in a room this big with only 3 people, we're still like touching each other. So how's everyone's energy today? Tired, depleted. Okay. Well, you made it. I know. Yeah, but she's recovering from tears. You've got to pace yourself. So, you see that Laura and I are with the season. Okay, maybe we won't be spelling that one out. So let's get started then. So for those at home, just remember to only do movements that feel good and that you had approval to do. And since energy might be a little low today, we'll try and do like last week and do a nice slow. So you can, right, sometimes moving gets the energy going. Sometimes if you're tired, it's best to rest. So don't, just listen to your body. Red. Ah, okay. Okay, nice. So let's start by sitting up tall. Even if you're really tired and you want to go to sleep, sit up tall first. Sits bones on the chair, nice and evenly. Draw the ribs in. She is. Drop the chin just a tiny bit and pull your head back a little bit. So a nice long neck. Is that as tall as you can be? And then we'll rest that upper back against the chair. And drop the chin, close the eyes. And if your hands are too far forward, you pull them back a little bit so your elbows are nice and relaxed. Let's just settle in first, taking some time. Just being grateful that we've got some time to be here. Notice your breathing. And it might help to bring your hands to your belly, just to focus yourself on that breath. Always coming back to the breath, no matter what's happening, however anxious we might feel or disoriented or whatever's going on in our lives. It's always good to just come back to some slow breathing to help calm us down and make us feel better. So as you're sitting here with your hands on your belly, you probably feel your belly moving a little bit. And maybe notice your back ribs against the chair. And let's see if we can breathe a little bit into our back. I think now that you said that, Laura. And then notice your chest and your shoulders and see if they're moving the tiniest bit. And begin to think about breathing in almost from the soles of your feet, as though you could pull the air up through your legs, through your body, getting a little bit taller. And then slowly exhaling, coming down through the head, the shoulders, the torso, all the way down to your feet. So just think about the breath coming all the way up through your body, spreading oxygen and then slowly coming down. Let's do one more breath like that. Imagine that we're coming with our breath all the way through the body, and then breathing out slowly. Let's bring the hands back to the thighs. And then don't think about your breathing. Just let it happen. You can lift the chin. You can keep your eyes closed here if you like, or just move the shoulders a little bit. So we come up to the ears and then circle them back and down, really slowly. Do one more in this direction. And then let's go the opposite way. So drawing them back first, then up towards the ears and forward. So if you're feeling tired or a little bit sore, maybe keep this as a little bit of a smaller movement. If you're feeling a little bit frisky, you can make this a really big shoulder roll. And just experiment with how that feeling is today. Let's pause there. Let's still maintain that good posture, even though we're resting against the chair. So we're wide across the collarbones if we can, and those shoulder blades are sitting nicely on the back. Let's begin to move the head. Let's turn to the right first. Let's hold it there as we breathe. And come slowly through the center and turn towards the left. And we'll hold it there for a breath. So we're not holding our breath, we're just holding the movement. Let's do that a couple of times. Through the center, over to the right. Pay attention to where you feel any tension. Pay attention to the tension come through the center and over to the left. And notice if you have more mobility or range of motion on one side than the other. So that felt pretty good to me. So let's do one more. When you get there, take another breath and then slowly through the center, the opposite way. Let's come back through the center. Let's drop the chin and make some little semicircles. So towards one ear, down through the center and towards the other ear. And again, notice the difference in each side, and if anywhere, where do you feel that tension or that pulling? And is there anything you can do to relieve it? Maybe make the movement a little bit smaller. And again, imagine you're just exploring what your body can do here. Next time you're over to one side, we'll make that semicircle up and over, like a little upside down U shape towards the other shoulder, then up and down. Doesn't have to be big. Let's do one more. And we'll make that into a circle, slowly around, up and around. Imagine you making a circle with your nose. And then we'll switch directions. And then we'll come back to the center. Sitting up nice and tall. Take a deep breath in. Let it out. Do that again. Breathing in through the nose, out through the mouth. And once more. Okay, just breathe normally. Let's fiddle around with our hands. Make some fists and make some circles. And again here, notice if one wrist behaves differently than the other. Maybe one's clicking more than the other. Switch directions. And let's spread the fingers out wide and then close them in. Spread them wide. 2 more times, just like that. Make as much space as you can and then curling them in. Spread them and then curl them in. So let's use our observation skills. So I won't talk if possible. and you just follow what my hands are doing. So we'll start off with a couple of rounds of easy ones, right? We'll talk, we'll stretch them, claw and beak and fist. Okay, let's start again. The one that we've done about 2,000 times. Stretch and claw and beak and fist. Stretch and claw and beak and fist. So now we're going to mix it up, but I'm not going to say the words. And then pause there. I just wondered how many times I could make you do that. Give him a little shake. And then let's close the eyes and I will talk and you will follow the sound of my voice. Beak, fist, beak, claw, stretch, claw, fist, beak, claw, beak, claw, beak, fist, stretch, beak, claw, fist, claw, beak, and rest. Well done. I think actually the first time we did that, it was much more difficult, and now everyone's kind of tuned into it, so we've made a little improvement. Just take the hands together and push the palms away. So keep pushing so you feel your shoulder blades coming a little bit forward and the top of the back is rounding just a little bit. And then pull the arms back towards the chest, let the shoulder blades glide back into place. Do that a couple of times. And then slowly come in. Let's keep the shoulders down a little bit, away from the ears, and then push out. Just relax the toes onto the floor. They're not going to help you. And then bring them in. Back to your hands, then switch the way they're crossed. And we'll do the same thing. So opposite way, push the palms out. If it doesn't feel good to have your palms out, you can keep them facing in and then draw them back. So whatever feels good. A little bit of a stretch, whatever. And pull them in. So I want you to focus on your shoulder blades here. As the arms come out, the further forward you reach them, the shoulder blades have to start curling around towards the side ribs and then bring them back. And once more, pushing out. And bring them in, let the arms hang down. Let's stretch out the fingers. Right hand. You okay? Two fingers. I just feel. Okay. And the ring finger. And the middle finger. Not as scary as that enormous groundhog we were watching. It was like the size of a small poodle or something. It was big. Yeah. And then the thumb. I don't know. It's big. It was big. And then give everything a little wiggle. If there's a finger or two that felt a bit sore, give it some attention. And those knuckles. Oh, Brian's here in spirit. And then we'll try the other hand. So left hand down, up rather, and two fingers on that pinky. And the ring finger. And the middle finger. And the index finger. And then the thumb. And then give them a little wiggle. This is a new move we're doing. And then give those knuckles a little. I was just waiting for you to blink. You just staring straight ahead. Oh, okay. Okay, your soft meditated gaze. All right. Not the deer in the headlights. Look, move them around. Imagine you're tickling someone. Yeah. We don't realize how much strength we need, right, to open jars, to pull things, and sometimes just the thumb that really suffers there. Yeah, yeah. Good. Let's stretch the arms out a little bit. Actually, let's start with this one because I like to come back to this a second time. Sweep it across, other arm hooks underneath and pulls in towards you. Let's look over that right shoulder. I feel everybody, this side of the room needs a nap. This side of the room looks like they like a bit more active. And bring the head back to the center, release that arm. Move it around a little bit. Yes. Let's try that left arm. Sweep it across, hug it in, and look over the left shoulder. And bring the head back to the center, release that arm, move it around a little bit. Then we'll do our out to the front and turn it down, stretch it back. See, I could just go and put the camera on you, you can teach it. Even already have your shoulders down, so I don't even have to tell you that anymore. No, that's just me. You're going to hold it. And then release it. And left hand. And then release it, move it around a little bit. Let's come back to our other shoulder stretch. Always feels better second time around. Sweep that right arm across, hug it in. You could always turn this into an eagle arm if you really wanted to, if that feels good. Or a sparrow or whatever bird we are today. And then relax it all. And then try that left arm. Why did our music stop? Let's just slow getting to the next one. I don't understand. And then stay there or come into an eagle arm. And then relax everything. I'm just going to take my sweater off because... Brian Eno. Okay. Let's give our hands and arms a little rest and mess around with our feet a bit. Good time to take a drink. Let's come up onto the balls of the toes. So like you're wearing your Barbie shoes, and then lower down, pull the toes back towards the shins. So try and get that stretch in the shins here when you do that. Lift the heels, and then lift the toes. Are they Juanita socks? I like those. Do a couple more. And then we'll switch it up. So we'll do one heel and one toe, and then switch and switch. So really think about, don't just lift the toe, think about pulling it as close to your shin as you can. This is a really important action that we need to maintain. Kathleen's multitasking, that's a little scary there. If I do that, I usually end up with like, water. Yes. And then come down. And let's try and spread the toes out as wide as they'll go. If it helps, you can spread the fingers out as well. Sometimes that sort of helps to kind of combine them, and then relax. Spread the toes out. And then relax. A couple more. Imagine you're getting a pedicure and there's putting those little foamy things between your toes. And once more, spread them out. Good. And then let's Just get our knees moving a little bit. Yes, get all those clicks out of the way. So start off nice, and soft and easy. It doesn't have to be a big movement, especially if you've only, got out of bed recently. Don't overdo it, right? Just move your body slowly. And then we'll begin to lift and reach through the heel if you can. So stretching out the back of that leg. Lift and reach. Pushing through the heel. Pushing through the heel. Once more with the left, and then we'll leave the right leg out there and we'll point and flex. So if you're really tired, you could put your foot on something. That's my foot making that sound. Point and flex. So let's actually, we do this sometimes without actually think about pointing the foot. I don't care about the toes so much. We don't need to be ballerinas. I want you to think of getting as much length in the front of the ankle as you can. Oh, very nice. And then push through that heel. Draw those toes back as far as you can. A couple more like that. Yeah. And then keep the leg there. Just circle at the ankle. So what are those things called? Candy corn. Okay, thank you. There's something I just can't eat. There's just like pure sugar. They're just terrible. Like, yeah, and you think you can almost feel your teeth eroding as you eat them. So we're going to spell out candy corn with that foot. Oh my God, that's a long word. Okay. It is 2 words, isn't it? Yes. And then bring it down. Give it a little shake. That's 9 letters. So now we've got to think about a 9-letter word on the other side. Okay, let's lift out that other leg, the left one. So same thing here. We're going to point and flex without just like flopping it around. Get some length in the front of the heel, ankle, and then reach through the heel. Point. You'll never. That's, yeah. We have like a ballerina here, by the looks of it, and then we'll make our circles. Yeah, I do some. If you overpoint, yeah. No one else in the world has ever done that except you. I don't know why. No, I get that along. Yeah, it's kind of not very nice. And then we need a 9-letter word. What do I have? I have pumpkins. That's close. It's 8. Pumpkins. And then we'll do a second S. Pumpkins. And then let's give everything a little. Let's go for our little training here in the middle. Out to the side. Make a bit more noise in the middle. And then pause in the center. And then we'll sit up nice and tall. Let's begin to move our arms and body. So let's bring the arms down by the side. We're going to start just by lifting and lowering the arms really slowly. Remember last week how we did everything in super slow motion? We're going to do that again. So maybe not with your breath. So take as many breaths as you need, and we're going to slowly lift the arms. Just slowly up, however fast you want them to come up, and as high as you can, which may not be up here. So maybe you stop here, and then slowly lowering. Let's do that a couple of times. Slowly lifting. And lower. We're going to add to it. This time, we'll lift up. And as the arms come down, we'll take a little forward fold. Slowly lengthening as we lift the arms. We're just coming all the way up. And then all the way down. Let's do one more like that, lifting all the way up. And then when you're ready, all the way down. Let's come up halfway. Bring the hands to the knees or the forearms to the thighs and just take a few breaths here. Come all the way up, finding that nice long spine, and we're going to move our spine front and back, so a little cat-cow. So start by lifting the chest a little bit, draw the shoulder blades back, and rock the pelvis forward. And then come through the center, tuck the tail under, round the spine, and bring the shoulders forward. It might help you to bring the arms forward if you like, but I'm trying to avoid too much arm work because just lifting and lowering them, that was quite tiring, wasn't it? So as you come forward, lifting the chest, imagine those vertebrae making a little bit of space in the front of your spine. And as you tuck under, rounding the spine, the back lengthens the opposite way. And we'll do one more like that. Slowly lifting, draw the shoulder blades together. And then coming through the center, drop the chin, round the spine, tuck the tail under. Good. And then slowly lengthen. Bring the arms down by the side. So chest is facing the front. We're bringing the spine to the side. So up and over. Try to keep this side of your pelvis on the chair. It might even help to take hold of it. And then slowly come through the center and up and over to the other side. So only make this movement as big as it feels comfortable. Up through the center, and we'll do that a couple of times. Another place where it doesn't have to be the biggest side bend you can find. Sometimes if I go too far, I actually feel like a little spasm in some muscles here. So let's keep it nice and easy. Just bring your chin back a little bit, Laura. Your head's kind of in front of your body, yeah. Let's do one more to each side. And we'll come through the center and just bring the hands to the thighs. Take a couple of breaths. Let's come to our I Dream a Genie arms. So you can have hands on the elbows. If that's pulling your shoulders forward, as it probably does for many of us, then slide the hands a little bit further apart so you can keep that wide collarbone. Breathe in, get nice and tall. So we're coming away from the chair. Relax the shoulders. Now move the rib cage to the right. The rib cage is moving, your arms are coming with you. That's nice, Laura. Come back to the center and then to the left. Good, yes, nice. Get tall as you breathe in through the center and then use those muscles to pull you around. You're trying to get these obliques to pull you back through the center and to the left. Shoulders again. Yeah. Let's do a couple more. After this one, we'll do one more to each side. And then come back through the center, relax the arms, and just hang down heavy. All right, I'm gonna have to use the brains. Alarm, alarm, warning. Yeah, I know. No, you're not on camera, no one can see what you do, so you can just fake it. And we haven't done this for a couple of weeks. So we're going to across, in front and down. Got it? Across, in front and down. Second try there. Across, in front and down. Let's do it once more just for Kathleen. You need to have two in a row. Good. So let's add to that. So let's before we make that move. Sometimes we add it onto the end. Now we're doing the first movement will be tapping the head. Okay? Head, head, across, across, in front, and down. Head, gently, across, across, in front. Once more. Tap the head, head, across, across, in front, and down. Opposite knee. Head. Very enthusiastic. Gentle tap. Inside clapping. Okay. You okay? At least it wasn't your head. Leg. Oh, now I see it. Leg. Head. Across. Across. In front. And again, leg. Head. We're going to keep going till everyone gets it right. Oh. Okay. We'll do it slowly and then we're going to do it fast. Okay. So we're doing leg, then same side head, and then across. Okay. What did I say? Okay. Leg, leg, head, head, cross, to the front, leg, head, across, faster, once more, leg, head, across. Woo, Laura, well done. When you go, oh really? Well, what did I do? I don't know. I have no idea. I'm just. Ah. Someone else's head, I was thinking. But when you go fast, you do tend to hit a bit harder. It's like, oh, it worked there. Let's scoot to the front. It's hard starting with the cross. Yeah. Mm. We need to do that. No, but we have to do that, right? You don't always want to be across. You want to do some on the same side. I know what to tell you, right? Just let's do some core work. No. Yeah, we're on our nature phase today. Oh, call, like calling. Oh. Oh. Let's come to I Dream of Jeannie arms again. Nice long spine, so right on top of those sits bones. Shoulders are relaxed. Spine doesn't change shape here, it's not cat-cow. So hinge back on those sits bones. Keep drawing the ribs in where they are, and then pull everything into the center to pull you up. So if you think about your rib cage and your pelvis, they're a certain distance apart. So if we're not careful, when we come back, we kind of lift the chest a little bit. So we're trying to keep this the same distance and then pull back up. So keeping the spine nice and still. So hinging back. Maybe you can touch the chair, maybe you can't. Now use those muscles. Pull the ribs together, pull the belly button in, pull those hip points together to pull you back up so you're not relying on your legs. Do a couple more like that. I know this is work. It's on the internet forever, just remember that. Do one more after this. Good. Nice. So while we're in the mode of doing some work, let's do some work on our hip flexors. So we'll start off giving some options. So not everyone has to do the same thing. So you can just slide. I don't know what you're doing over there. And no, that's not a hip flexor. This is the hip flexor, the muscle that, but not to strengthen the hip flexor. Don't make me come over there. And then if you like, you can just step up and over the Lego. Just little things, lifting that leg a little bit. We're trying to do it while keeping the rest of the body still. So we're really relying on these muscles, which already feel tired to me. And then if you have it in you today, you can lift up and over that imaginary block or stool. Try to keep the body still and just rely on those hip flexors so we're not doing this. Yeah, better. Can you feel that? Okay, good. So it's not. Sometimes I wonder if it's just me. It's like, wow, am I really that weak? Do one more. I wasn't counting, so I apologize. Sorry. Whew. And let's do the other side. So we'll start just sliding, rotating it, and that might be all you do on this side for some reason. If you're feeling like that, and then you can take that little step on the leg over the Lego. And then if you feel like it today, you can take a bigger step up and over. We should do this every day. I say that about so many things, and I don't. You're very good at that, I'm sure. Yeah. Let's do two more. Up and in. Oh, bring the legs wide. Yeah. So bring the feet as wide as you can, and we'll drop one shoulder in. So you can make this a little shoulder movement, or you could stretch out through that whole side of the body. And come back to the center, stretch out the other whole side. We're all going to jail. And then we'll come back to the center and let's stretch out those hip flexors and we'll turn towards the right. Hold onto the back of your chair and let that left knee drop towards the floor. So if you position yourself just right on the chair, you can just let that hang there, a little bit of gravity stretching out that leg. Your quads. Can you bring your foot back a bit further? Get a little bit more. No. Okay. So just let gravity do its work, right? We don't have to work hard here. So let's take a little twist towards the chair. So bring that left hand up onto the back of the chair and slide the right hand back a little bit. But I don't want you to pull on the chair to make you turn. You're just resting your arms there for balance. And that taking that twist away from that back leg might help you get a little bit more of a stretch. Keep breathing. And let's slowly unwind, come back to our original position. Bring the leg in and then slide it out to the side. So another opportunity here, heels on the floor, pull those toes back towards you. Keep the chest facing the right leg. If you're already feeling a stretch here, stay here. If you want a little bit more of a stretch, you can tuck that left hip under and come into your triangle. Tuck your chin a little bit, Laura. Yeah. And you too, Kathleen. Tuck your chin a little. Tuck your chin. Yes. And you can lift your chin, Carolyn. Yeah. We will have perfect heads today. And keep breathing. When all else fails, just keep breathing. But I can see the angle of your neck. And then slowly come back up. It's not so much tucking your chin, it's the orientation of your head that I'm worried about. I wanted you to do that. So lengthen the back of your neck. That's your thing, right? Yeah. So let's just move that leg around a little bit. And then let's come around to the other side, holding onto the chair as you come around. Wow, I'm going to time it today. So holding onto the back of the chair with the left hand, and let that right knee drop down. And maybe compare it to the other side. You might have one side that is a little bit more cooperative than the other, and you feel a bit more flexible. You're a lot further back on that side, interestingly. Yeah, watch out for those cramps. Yeah, so you can have the top of your foot on the floor if you prefer, or you can get a stretch on the back of your foot by tucking the toes under. My toes don't really tuck under very much. We'll just take a few breaths here, right? Try and get a sense of ease and not work. Letting that leg hang down, let gravity work for you. And then we can add that little twist in, bring that right hand to the back of the chair, slide the left hand back. Again, we're not using that to pull us around, we're just balancing there. Think of that spiral motion up through that hip flexor all the way to the opposite shoulder. And just keep breathing. Okay, sorry, this is annoying me, so I'm going to switch it. And let's come slowly back through the center. Bring that knee back to where it started. Slide the leg out to the side. Heels on the floor, toes reach back. So just pause here first and see how it feels. And maybe you just stay here. Or you can slide towards that leg. So in this position, our neck always stays in line with the spine. So if we're just upright, the head is upright. If we're really far over, the head still stays in line. Yeah. So you can turn your head, if that feels better, to look towards your foot, or you can keep it facing the front. And slowly come back up. Bend that leg in and move it around a little bit. If you've got any tension there. We'll slide back to the center. Take some beverage. Feet flat on the floor. Arms are down by the side. We'll move a little bit faster this time. Not fast, but just with our breath. Breathe in to lift. And exhale to fold. Find that flat back as you lengthen. And then fold. Inhale, lift and reach the arms all the way up. Exhale, the hands down through the center. Take an extra breath. Shoulders are relaxed. Lower the arms. Inhale to reach. Exhale and fold. Lengthen the spine and fold. Inhale, lift and reach all the way up. This time let's bring the arms to cactus and take a little side bend. Up to the center and to the side. Once more to each side. Through the center, lower the arms, lift the chin and chest, draw the elbows back. As you exhale, tuck everything around the other way. Do one more cat-cow, lift the chin, chest, elbows draw back. And as you exhale, tuck the tail under round the spine. Take a breath or two here. Then begin to sit up nice and tall. Bring the arms down by the side. Inhale to reach. Exhale and fold. Inhale halfway. Exhale and fold. Inhale, lift and reach the arms up. Let's bring them down to our cactus, and we'll take a twist this time to the right. Inhale through the center, exhale left. Inhale through the center, once more to the right, and then to the left. Back to the center, lower the arms, find that cobra, lift the chest, chin, draw the elbows back, squeeze those shoulder blades together. Come through the center, tuck the tail and around the spine, forward. And let's do that once more, lift the chin and chest, elbows come back, shoulder blades squeeze a little bit, tucking everything under. Come to that resting pose, take a few breaths here. You can keep your hands on your knees or bring your forearms to your thighs. Warm in here. And slowly lengthen. Just move everything around. It's our windsock moving here. It's a very good windsock over there. And let's scoot forward a little bit. We'll bring that right foot forward. Hang on. My knee working. Heels on the floor, toes coming back. Hands are on the opposite thigh. Left is flat on the floor, and we'll hinge forward. So again, you may already feel a stretch in the back of your leg. You might have long hamstrings and you need to come further forward. We don't have to go to the very end of our stretch here. Keep breathing. Slowly lengthen. And then we'll switch legs. Slide that left foot out. Heels on the floor, toes are still reaching back, and hinge forward. Oh, that feels good. And slowly come back in. Move that leg around a little bit. Let's come into our pigeon pose or our hip stretch. So at home, if you have issues with your hips, you could just turn that knee out. You could put it on something, or you can bring it all the way up. There are extra chairs here if you want to bring it onto the chair. So let's start in this position and just think about that knee trying to reach towards the floor. So if you have really tight hips and you're here, just think about it moving in that direction. And then maybe you hinge forward a little bit. This foot is flexed. And keep breathing. Slowly lengthen. Ooh. Move that leg around, whether you rock a baby or just let it circle, just in case you've got any tension in there. And then we'll try the other side. So remember, one hip might be very different than the other. So you may keep this one on the floor or not lift it as high. Or not. So just get a sense of how this hip feels compared to the other. And stay here or begin to bring the chest forward. We still want equal weight on the sits bones here. Then come forward. And just keep breathing. And we'll slowly unwind. Move that leg around a little bit in whatever way feels good. And think about any movement you would want to do before your Shavasana. If there's something we didn't do that you need to move or stretch, or if you want to get something to put your legs on. Do you want a chair to put your legs on? No? They're right there. Okay, let's find a comfortable way to sit then. So that probably means feet on the floor. If you're at home, you might be able to put your legs on something or lie on the floor. We still want a long spine, just like at the beginning, and then let the back rest against the chair. Draw the elbows back, and let's close the eyes, drop the chin. And we'll bring our attention to our breathing. Keeping it soft and smooth. Notice the weight of your body, the weight of your arms on your legs, the weight of your shoulders, the weight of your legs against the chair, and your feet on the floor. With each exhale, imagine that weight increasing. With each exhale, sinking a little deeper. Coming into the ground. Still breathing smoothly and softly, but with a sense of heaviness on the exhale. Relax the jaw. And keep the belly soft. Take a few more breaths, focusing on that exhale and the heaviness of our bodies. Now we'll change our focus and think about the lightness that comes with the inhale. So the breath doesn't really change, just the way we think about it. As you breathe in, imagine your arms can float up, your feet lift the floor. You could almost float above your chair. Each breath in lightens you and lifts you. Feel that sense of lightness lifting the chest, the body, and the arms and legs. 2 more breaths like that. And then bring your attention to the core of your chest and your belly. Just focusing on the movement of the breath. Keeping it smooth. One breath at a time. For those of you at home, it might feel good to stay here for a little longer. Just notice your breathing and focus there. If you need to get moving, you can focus on inhaling a little slower and exhaling a little slower. Deepening the breath by lengthening. And then introduce some small movements, starting with the fingers and toes, circling the wrists and ankles, and maybe stretching everything long, and sitting up nice and tall. Bring the hands to the heart, take a deep breath in, and let it go. Always grateful for this opportunity to spend some time together in this beautiful place. And we will see you all next week, I hope. Namaste. Thank you, everyone.